Hello, Bay State Pediatric Palliative Care family. Stephanie here checking in with a guitar tutorial for Someone You Loved by Lewis Capaldi. If you don't know him, he's a really great singer. He happens to be a Scottish singer-songwriter, and I'm sure you've heard the song that we're about to play, but I also know he's very funny if you ever catch him on the red carpet, and he's a phenomenal live singer. So he's young. I think he started when he was maybe 17, but he's incredible. So what I love about this song is that it's a 4-chord song, and probably they're the first 4 chords that most people learn when they're playing guitar. So I have the capo on the 4th fret just so that my voice is comfortable, but you could ignore this and just pretend that this is the nut of the instrument. This is the nut right here, this white bar. So by clamping this on, it's basically like making a new nut, and it's showing us that now, according to the capo, this is the 1st fret, this is the 2nd, this is the 3rd, this is the 4th, if that makes sense. So if we're counting from the guitar's point of view, this is typically the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, right? But now, this is going to be the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. It's almost like we shortened the whole guitar, and this is all we got, right? Cool. So the first chord is C. So very important chord to know if you're going to be playing guitar. And I'll just walk you through it one finger at a time. So the first note that we have is our ring finger is going to be on the 5th string. Remember, we count upside down on the 3rd fret. That's actually a C right there. And then to build our C chord, we need an E, right? So to do that, we're going to add our middle finger to the 4th string in the 2nd fret. And then we need a G to finish out that triad, right? So the next string is just going to be open. Do, mi, sol, mi, do, right? For anybody who knows solfege. So again, we have the ring finger here, the middle finger here. We skip this 3rd string. And finally, we put our pointer finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. Trying to see if I can get a better angle. There you go. I usually skip playing this thick string. It fits, but it basically becomes an inverted chord, so I would recommend just strumming from the 5th string down. There you go. So I'm going under, and this time I feel there's no one to save me, right? So I'm going under, and this time I feel there's no one to save me. So that's a spoiler of the entire first verse and bridge or chorus, or tunnel if we're in Nashville. Apparently they call bridges tunnels in Nashville, which kind of makes a lot of sense actually. But so first chord is C. Next chord, this time I feel there's no one. So this is a G. So there are many ways to play it. I think I'm just gonna start. Let's start this way. Most people who are really big into guitar technique would recommend playing it this way, with your ring finger on top and pinky on the bottom, but you will also see people playing it like this. That's quite popular, but the reasoning for this is if we're in really the key of C, it's just so much easier to move around instead of making your whole hand like do a giant turn. So the way I would recommend would be putting your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and then your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. And finally, we're going to put this pinky on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So that's the whole thing so far. First 2 chords, halfway done here. Nice work, guys. I'm going under, and this time I fear there's no one to save me. I'm playing an A minor 7 because I like the way it rings. It's just 2 fingers, which is going to be your middle finger is on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and we skip a string. And then we can put our 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. You'll see other people play it this way, but I just think leaving that string, the 3rd string open, just creates a really beautiful sound personally. So it's just 2 fingers, just like that. I'm going under, and this time I fear there's no one to save me. And to an F. If you're familiar with ukulele, it's a staircase chord, as I like to call it, kind of like an E minor, but it's an F major 7. So here we go, finger by finger. Ring finger on the 4th string, 3rd fret. middle finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and finally our first finger, or our pointer finger, on the 1st fret, 2nd string. And again, you're going to want to skip these lower strings because they'll just make it sound too low. And you just can ring it open like that with the plucking the bottom 4 strings. Also, if we're not familiar with how guitarists count their fingers, this is going to be your first finger, your pointer finger. Your middle finger will be your 2nd finger. Your 3rd finger is your ring finger, and your pinky is your 4th finger. So that's standard. So if I say first finger, you can know what I mean. I don't have to say middle finger and ring finger all the time. I can just count in groups of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Even though we have 5 fingers, I think we usually just say the thumb for the 5th guy. So let's just run it from verse 1 and the bridge, and then I'll make a part 2 video so that we can get the other parts where it changes and get to the 2nd verse and all of that good stuff. So here we go. I'm going under, and this time I fear there's no one to save me. This all or nothing really got a way of driving me crazy. I need somebody to heal, somebody to know, somebody to have, somebody to hold. It's easy to say, but it's never the same. I guess I kinda like the way you numbed all the pain. Now the day bleeds into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you loved. So, if you notice, it's the same 4 chords over and over again. Thanks for watching, you guys. Like I said, I will add another video later on so that we can get to the part where it changes, right? And I tend to close my eyes when it hurts. Sometimes I fall into those chords. We're going to add a D minor. It's going to be really exciting and crazy. But for now, hope this is helpful to you and that everybody has a good day. Thanks so much.